What's up, everyone? At this point, the Spider-Man teaser trailer has been broken down about 50,000 times. And yes, I tried to break it down and get that video out in a timely manner, it just didn't happen. So in this video, I've watched the trailer a bunch of times, and I'm going to talk about some things that I've noticed that I don't know if anyone else has. So please, if you enjoy this video, slap a like on it. The like goal is going to be 42069. Get it? Spider-Man! Alright, now the very first thing I want to mention is a theory of mine. I really haven't seen it repeated anywhere else online. Now obviously, Marvel has decided to take the comic book approach for pretty much all of their movies. They've adapted successfully pretty well, and I think it works to a certain point. But eventually, the audience, the viewing audience, we'll say the casual viewing audience who doesn't necessarily read the comics or watch YouTube theories, is going to be like, okay, this is a little bit too much to believe. So maybe, in order to reel back some of that sort of like unbelievableness of the story, they've decided to sort of merge realities, but in a less of a magic concept and more of a sci-fi concept, right? So if anybody here has seen Into the Spider-Verse, you know what I'm about to say. Maybe these villains aren't actually in Spider-Man's reality. Maybe what happens is when Doctor Strange is clearly chasing him through his mirrorverse in the trailer, maybe Spider-Man obviously gets trapped in different universes. That would make sense, right? So we're not having necessarily all these Spider-Mans in the same plane of existence. Maybe our Spider-Man from the 616 Marvel Universe, Tom Holland, gets trapped in other Spider realities, right? So he gets trapped in Sam Raimi's universe. He gets trapped in the Amazing Spider-Man universe. And while he does this, to us, the viewing audience, he looks like he looks like Tom Holland. He looks like the Spider-Man 616 that we all know. But in reality, to the villains, he looks like the Spider-Man they know. So yes, technically, there's a Spider-Verse where Tom Holland is in scenes with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, but he's actually them. So when they're in the scene together, we'll like flash to have Tom Holland say some dialogue, and then we'll see like a mirror shard pass by him, and he realizes he's not who he thinks he is. Maybe he's not necessarily wearing his mask and his face is exposed, and we see, bam, older Tobey Maguire. Bam, there's Andrew Garfield. I don't know. There's not, that much evidence to this theory. I just think it would be interesting if like maybe, they're not necessarily all the Spider-Men like together in the same scene, but when Tom merges into their realities, he sort of becomes them, but retains his own memories. So he like looks in the mirror and he's like, oh shit, I don't look like this. I don't know. Let me know what you all think about that down below in the comment section. And then the next thing I want to mention, this is something I have seen repeated a lot, and that's that the Doctor Strange in the trailer is not acting the way that we know Doctor Strange to act. Now, mind you, he is a bit of a goofball in the first Doctor Strange movie. I think that's some things that people forget. He does, like, not listen to Tilda Swinton's character when she tells him, hey, don't practice these spells, or hey, you can't do that, you're not experienced enough. That's like part of Doctor Strange's character, is to not necessarily listen to people that are more experienced than him. And also, we saw him, or his banter and his rhetoric back and forth with Iron Man. Obviously, everyone knows that Tony Stark was the ipso facto leader of the Avengers, obviously next to Captain America, but the fact that he just has that banter back and forth, like being a smartass, he is kind of a goofball. So him acting strange in the trailer, Doctor Strange acting strange, haha, get it, doesn't necessarily mean that he's not who he says he is, although when you combine it with some of the other things, it sort of, kind of makes sense. So for instance, like there's a moment where Spider-Man's walking with MJ next to him, and someone's holding a sign that says Devil in Disguise. Obviously, if you've been online at all, you know that there's Mephisto rumors that are boiling up and how he's going to make an appearance in one of these upcoming Marvel movies. Well, obviously, one of the things Mephisto does in a comic book storyline is pretend to be someone else in order to influence or manipulate other characters. Now, in more detail, we've had Agatha Harkness pretend to be someone else in order to manipulate Wanda. What if Agatha Harkness is pretending to be Doctor Strange in order to pull off some sort of spell and be allowed, access to the Sanctum Sanctorum, and maybe she's manipulating Doctor Strange? I mean, we did see that wink that Doctor Strange gives. We do know, I've seen this repeated a lot in the comment section, that Agatha Harkness does that same wink during WandaVision, so maybe this sort of confirms it. But something Mephisto does is change his shape and alter reality and in order to influence other characters. So that's what he could be doing, and he's manipulating Doctor Strange to sort of do this spell with Spider-Man, because he could easily, manipulate the multiverse. Or for instance, maybe Wanda is looking for her children, so she realizes that she will need Doctor Strange's help, and maybe she's influencing him, and maybe she realizes that this spell that Peter wants her to do is a good way to pull some strings in the multiverse. Then when the spell goes awry, she sort of blames it on Spider-Man for wanting everyone to forget about him. Now, I know I'm starting to stretch, they're theorizing a lot here, but you all let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Well, alright, this seems like a good point to wrap this video up. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all so much for making it to this point in the video. If you all enjoyed this, please slap a like on it. The like goal is going to be 42069. Also, make sure you turn your notifications all the way on, and that you subscribe, so that way you'll get an alert every single time I drop a Spider-Man / Game of Thrones House of the Dragon video. My name's Mark, and this has been Sir Hunt's Reviews. Spider-Man.